guys, my name is Corinne and welcome back. There have been so many crazy things that have happened in my life recently. The first thing I will mention is I had a roommate situation. We found out that we are not compatible with each other. Things happen. I'm not going to go into depth because I'm not going to disrespect her or give a perspective give my perspective when she can't give her own in this situation. So I will just say that we just aren't compatible, and she ended up moving out. Maybe, I think it was last week or the week before that actually, but she moved out. Then I met someone who happens to be the leader of one of the clubs I attend, which is the Korean Cultural Club. She leads that club, and we found each other at a different international club meeting, and she kind of just walked up to me and she was like, hey, I heard that your roommate's moving out, and I kind of know you a little bit, and I've been looking into moving out, and she moved in with me. So she has actually been a sweetheart. Her name is Gwen. She is a senior, and I want to let her introduce herself. And she said she's comfortable with the idea. Like, she wants to start her own YouTube channel, so if and when she does that, I'm going to support her. Anyways, so she moved in. She's been such a sweetheart. She's kind of just guided me and talked to me through a lot of the problems I've been dealing with lately, and one of them has kind of just like put me in a slump recently. I was in a long distance relationship for almost a year, and I kind of ended that relationship recently, and it's been very stressful, I'm sure on both ends, and I've just kind of not wanted to really do anything recently. I didn't want to do any like eating vlogs because I just will say I was not taking care of myself the way I should have been, but Gwen was there for me, Fawn was there for me, like all my friends have been there and supporting me, and I just want to thank them so much. I'm just trying to get back into the routine of everything and just do me, I guess. But Gwen has recently told me that she wants to start a YouTube channel, and I'm really excited for her. She asked me to help her like with editing and stuff, and obviously I'm not a professional or anything, but I do know a couple things for YouTube, so I'm really excited to see how that goes for her, and I will definitely be willing to help her out. In my last vlog, I told you guys I would show you my new tattoo. I got a new tattoo, and I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but oh my gosh. I have this on my ankle. Ugh, it'd probably be better to like move the camera, but like I don't want to do that, so I don't know why. I was with a friend back home, and she recently got a new tattoo, and I was like, wow, I really want another tattoo. And I talked it over like with my family just to be like, hey, am I being irrational? But it's also my body, and I still went and did it. Yeah, I guess back to the topic I was talking about before. I've just been extremely stressed lately. Just dealing with things that I guess are unavoidable. I'm trying to figure out, like every other college kid, what I want to do with my life, and right now I love making videos, but I don't make them when I'm feeling stressed or when I'm not feeling like 100%, because I don't want to tell myself, oh, I have to go edit this video and post it by this specific date because I don't have time for it all the time. Like, I have a speech tomorrow, a lot of speeches actually, but and then I have an exam next Monday, and this weekend I'm going home just because I want to see some of my friends back home, and I have to pick up prescriptions and stuff, and I don't know. I'd love to show you guys just me being happy all the time, but in reality that's not how life is. I wanted to start this channel mostly just to put myself out there and talk about some of the things that I've dealt with in my life, and maybe now would be a good time for that, because this long distance relationship, I don't really feel like it's my place to go in depth with everything, because I did not ask him either about how he feels about this discussion, but we have not met in person, and it became more stressful and overwhelming than I felt like it should be. And he didn't do anything wrong. I don't want to be like cliche and say it's not you, it's me, but in this sense that's what it feels like. I can't do it anymore. And in order to get myself feeling better, I think I need to learn how to be independent and do things on my own without feeling like I need another half of me, or like I'm not complete without another half. So that's just something that's been going on in my life recently. And I was watching videos actually from the person who really inspired me to start a YouTube channel. Her name is Jen Brett. She talks a lot about eating disorders and things that she has faced with them and how she's overcoming them and how she got over like binge eating and things of that nature. And I think that's also a very important topic to have on this channel, because I've done a couple interviews with people from the PKU community, like on the Facebook page, the PKU Worldwide Support Group page, and I've just talked to a lot of people who have dealt with these issues, especially people who, like, I'll talk about my own experience actually. So when I was younger and my parents regulated what I ate, my levels were normal, but then when it came to me like starting to have to do that on my own, I noticed that my levels rose, and they were typically from like 7 to 9 all the time, and it was just like kind of this feeling of despair, like how am I supposed to get them back down to what they are, because I didn't have I had Cambric foods and stuff growing up, but I didn't have them because I didn't like them very much, especially when I started trying like normal pasta and things of that nature. Like, I just decided I didn't like them anymore, and that kind of put a lot of stress on my parents as to like what should I eat, because then I started wanting to eat like regular pasta and rice, and like I don't think I tried bread for the first time until I was like 15 or something, but still I was just not taking good care of myself, and I didn't know how to either. So last year, and this is a very serious topic, last year throughout high school I had gained like a little bit of extra like fat, right, just chubby, because I was also not receiving the right amount of phenol-free. That was the only formula that I was on. I was not receiving the right amount of phenol-free that I needed, and I already told you guys like how much I go through right now in my first video, like 3 scoops of phenol-free 3 times a day, and then my sphere. I did not have sphere and PKU sphere until late last year. So I grew up just on phenol-free. I got to try things like the coolers, but I did not like them. I don't remember trying anything other than coolers, actually. Maybe like Glytactin or something when that first came out, but I didn't stick with that either. But I only had barely enough for like 6 scoops of phenol-free a day. Actually less than that for, I want to say probably a couple years. So I was not, I think that's like 19 grams of protein through phenol-free, and I was not on Kuvan either. So I felt this overwhelming feeling of hunger and like frustration because it felt like no matter what I ate, I was starving. So I kept eating and my levels rose and I couldn't get them down, and I don't know, I became self-conscious in the way that I looked. And I wasn't fat, I was just chubby. It was just something because I grew up like thin and lean, and I just felt like I lost all of that, and I thought, I don't know, I didn't know what to do about it. But then I started exercising, I started trying to eat better. I tried a healthy approach to it. But then after my doctor visit in 2018 in August, I was given like a ton of samples of different types of drinks, like formulas, and that was probably the first time in years that I had the proper amount of protein. And then I was also put on Kuvan at the same time. I felt so sick. I seriously felt sick. I felt like I was so full to where like I couldn't even eat food. It was overwhelming, and that's when I started like losing weight, and but not in a healthy way, I would say. I lost weight, but then I've talked to a lot of people about this who have dealt with these issues, but when that happened, like I finally saw like, oh, I'm capable of losing weight, it spiraled out of control. This wasn't something that lasted very long. It was only a few months, but I lost weight too quickly, and I let it consume me, and I had my levels back to like being low again, and I let that consume me, and I wish, I don't know, I just remember I was in the bathroom like crying. I kind of just like texted my mom because she was out of town, and I was like, I think I have an eating disorder. I mean, technically I do. I was born with one, if that's what you want to call it. It's classified as an eating disorder, but I mean so many other things that stem from this genetic defect. We as PKU like individuals are taught to basically have something called orthorexia, which is an obsession with the nutritional content in food. We are taught from a young age to read labels. We are taught to, you know, just like pay attention to every single thing we eat, weigh it, and I'm glad that I reached out to people because it's very reassuring to know that I'm not the only person, and it happens, believe it or not, to so many people with PKU, and even just people who are normal, I guess you could say, or who do not have the same metabolic disorder that we have. This is kind of like a heavy topic, but no, I was just watching one of Jen Brett's videos, and I want to be a sort of inspirational person for other people. Right now, I'm just trying to like recollect myself and focus on myself, because I don't know what I want or need right now, but that's a topic I wanted to bring up. I just was not comfortable with it yet, and I feel like with all of the changes happening in my life, it would be a good idea to like say what I need to say now and then elaborate on it later. Maybe this weekend I will introduce you guys to some of my friends back home, and maybe Gwen will want to introduce herself onto my channel. I don't know yet, but we'll just see what happens from here. If this is it, then I'll just say goodbye now. Bye-bye.